Doc talk, yeah, we keeping it smooth. Your favorite paralegal got the legal groove. From the stars in the courtroom to your cousin's case, we breaking it all down. No rush, just pace. Howdy, y'all. Hope y'all having an amazing Friday. So, I wanted to give you guys an update. There is a new order in the Carmelo Anthony's case, and it is not about guilt or innocence. It's about who gets to watch what happens next. The court just ruled on public access to the upcoming evidentiary hearing, and I'm breaking down exactly what that means. I'll go ahead and bring it up on my screen in a few things. I do have the full transcripts. I repeat, I do have the full transcripts. If you were tuning in last night, I did replay the partial transcripts that I read back in July. I only released it to my members, but since I have the full transcript, I just went ahead and released that to the public so you guys can kind of get an idea of what those partial transcripts says. But as far as the full transcript, and I'm talking about these are pages, hundreds of pages that I'm going to go through. I'm in this group and we were able to combine our funds and we were able to purchase the full transcripts. However, I am not going to be sharing that with the public for a number of reasons, but I will be going. It's going to take a few lives, not just one live. I will be doing a series of lives, hopefully prior to the evidentiary hearings the motion for recuse, let me put it in simpler terms. I want to do these lives prior to August 19th and August 20th. These lives will only be available to Jury Peep members. So if you are not a Jury Peep, definitely go ahead and upgrade or purchase the Jury Peep member only membership, and you will be notified when I will be going live. We have made a pack. Some people are already reading them. Me personally, I need to review them, go over them, make some notes and everything, so that way, because I am going to be going live, so I want to make sure that I have clarification on some of the things that are said in the transcript. So I'm going to be doing that for probably over the weekend, and a little bit into next week. I have to get my kids ready for middle school as well as college. So I'm gonna be in and out. Plus I have work. So just make sure that you upgrade to the Jury Peep membership so that way you can get access to the full transcripts for the Carmelo Anthony case. All right. But let's tune on into what y'all are here for today. And I didn't even give y'all welcome back to Legal Doc Talk, first and foremost. And y'all know me, I'm Cassandra, aka your favorite paralegal. And yes, I am a Texas paralegal. That I live in Texas, so that is my primary state. But anywho's, we are looking at the new filing that you see on your screen right here, that was filed in the state of Texas versus Carmelo Anthony. Now, if you have been following the post-conviction proceedings in this case, you know things have been moving on the recusal front. This filing is a small but telling piece of the puzzle. On August 6th, which was yesterday, the defense filed an unopposed motion, meaning that the state didn't fight it. They asked the court for public access to the upcoming evidentiary hearings. Specifically, they asked for an overflow room for members of the public who can't fit in the courtroom, and they also asked for a live audio and video feed that will pipe into the overflow room. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people think that this is going to be streamed on Zoom and they'll have access to see it if they're in other states, and that is not the case. live audio and video feed is only going to be streamed to the overflow room. Now, I am going to be in attendance, but like I said, I have a child that is going to be going, well, he's in middle school, but he starts school next week. So I have to drop him off and then make my way to McKinney, which technically is like a 15-20 minute drive, but 75 is going to make it turn into an hour. But I'm not even gonna tell y'all what I do because I don't do the speed limit and I be in the HOV lane, but that's neither here nor there. If I have any public safety officers on here, I did not say that. Yeah. But anywho's, so yesterday, like I said, the unopposed motion was filed, and guess what? Judge Harle, he actually granted it the same day. We didn't get a copy of the order until it was like a couple of hours ago. And the thing was, what I showed you guys yesterday was the proposed order that Russell and them submitted. And they wanted for Judge Harl to review that and grant that. But Judge Harl actually had his own order drafted, and that's what he signed yesterday. So, what you're seeing on the screen is not the proposed order that the defense counsel, Russell, and the Dream Team submitted. It is the order that Judge Harl actually generated and submitted to the court docket. Okay, so this order was filed with the Collin County District Clerk this morning. Well, I would say this morning. It was actually a couple of hours ago. All right. Now, details. So we need to pause on it, and I need to make this very, 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 very clear. Judge Roach did not sign this order. Okay. The presiding judge right now is Judge Sid Harl, and he signed it by permission. Okay, if y'all look, hold on, I want to see if I can blow this up just a little bit so y'all can see what it says. All right, you see, I'm about to say submission, Lord Jesus, by permission. Everybody see that? All right, that's not a typo. That's not a clerical fill-in. If you've been following this series, you know that a pending motion to recuse Judge Roach is in this case. Under Texas Rule of Civil Procedure 18A, which governs recusal procedure and is incorporated into criminal practice here, once a recusal motion is filed, the original judge is taken out of the decision making chain for matters connected to that motion, and a different judge is assigned to hear it. A visiting judge or assigned judge signing by permission is a strong signal that this order relates directly to the evidentiary hearing on the recusal motion itself, not the underlying criminal case generally. So, this order confirms two things procedurally. The recusal hearing is moving forward and now has a presiding judge in place for that specific proceeding, aka Judge Harle. That hearing is expected to draw enough public interest that the court is proactively planning for overflow audio and video piped to a second room. And it's crazy because I have seen comments, and I agree. This is something that should have been planned during the trial. You see how they're proactively, about what, 2 weeks in advance to ensure that the public is able to attend. It's not saying that, everybody in the great state of Texas and elsewhere can fit all in the courthouse. No, it's saying that, okay, we do have an alternative if individuals are not able, or individuals of the public is not able to sit in the courtroom directly. Now, why does a public access order matters? It might look like housekeeping order, but public access to judicial proceedings is a real constitutional issue. Okay, it ties back to the open courts principle under the Sixth Amendment's public trial guarantee, which we've talked about before in this series when we covered the Waller versus Georgia standard. So when a court proactively grants overflow seating and a live feed, that's the court acknowledging the scale of public interest, and it's also the court building a clean record that access wasn't restricted, which matters if the recusal ruling gets appealed later. Now, what we need to keep an eye out for, me being at the courthouse, so I can give you guys an update. Okay. So, right now, they have prepared the logistics for the courtroom, right? And we still got to understand that there is a 70-day clock still running for that motion for new trial. So, August 19th, we have the recusal motion, which will be ruled by Judge Harle, whatever judge is appointed. So if he recuses Roach, a new judge will be appointed, and that new judge will attend the following day to rule on the motion for a new trial, which from my understanding is going to be a full day. A lot of people are trying to say, well, the new judge is not going to have time to figure out, what's going on to get up to speed. First of all, first and foremost, everybody in the country probably knows what's going on with this case. That's number one. But number two, all of the outside stuff does not matter. What matters is what's in the motion. Thus, the reason they have a full day to go over this motion, because they're also going to have arguments between the councils, and they're also going to have testimony. So that's going to take a full day. So whoever the judge is going to be very well aware of the situation. The other aspect is Judge Harle does not recuse Roach, and Roach rules on the motion for a new trial. And I think we all can infer what will happen. He will, eventually deny it. And if that is the case, then we will go and pursue the appeal route as, normal. Okay. So there is a lot that's going on in this case. Just know that your favorite paralegal, aka Cassandra, with Legal Doc Talk, is going to keep. Okay. Yes, I am a paralegal. I'm not an attorney. So this video is for educational purposes only. Not ever, ever, ever have I ever given legal advice. Okay. Educational purposes is different from legal advice. Me telling you to go file this, that's legal advice. Me telling you what that filing is without telling you what to do, that is for educational purposes. All right. All right. So, once again, make sure y'all like this video, subscribe to my channel, join that membership if you want to get access to the full transcript reading. Definitely hit that Jury Peep membership level. Until then, you all be blessed, and I am out. And like I said before, y'all, we're gonna continue to do what we do. All right, we're gonna continue to support what is right. All right. But until then, y'all be blessed. Bye.